Oh my goodness. Greetings, everybody. Welcome to Wednesday, February
Hello there.
22nd, Gunkers. And I am happy to say that I am back. I will tell you why I was out, and then you can feel my
Yeah,
pain. So basically, I've been having this like middle back issue. Like it's just
Ouch.
so much pain.
Dr.
I can't
Sarno.
even articulate it to you. And I finally did something that I wasn't really keen on doing because I don't believe in the medicine, the practice. But I went to a chiropractor, and she did all sorts of shit. She opened up my back. I don't even know what she did. So 2 hours later,
Wow.
she said to me, "You might feel a little tired tonight." And this comes off of my dog eating 2 BOGO Entenmann's donut boxes, plus some peanut butter chocolate cups. And so he was just, puking and shitting all night long the night before. So I got home, I walked the dogs, and I wasn't even awake by the time this show started. So it's just one of those days. And, but you know what? I feel better, maybe. And we'll see. I don't want to get like sucked into like some stupid sham doctor practice. I'm not sure how I feel about chiropractors, so we'll see. I booked 2 appointments, and we'll see how that goes. I have no idea where Dennis is. I have not heard from him. Yes, I do need Dr. Sono. You're exactly right.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. Kylo goes, Monique with a 2-hour back cracking session midlife crisis.
Holy shit. So she had my neck in like a vice, and all of a sudden she just went, and it was like a pop that I've never
Ay.
experienced in my life.
Jeremy Harrelson says just Shaquille O'Neal's icy hot patches should do the trick. That's all it takes.
You know what? I don't think so. I don't think I don't think that works for me. So okay, boys killed it last night. Yes, thank you, Bon Jovial, who's not here right now for
I know you're covering, Monique. I last night your excuse was I told everybody you joined 2 of these podcasts. But what you really were doing is the analytics people told you to load manage last night. You're working a little too many minutes, right? Too many games played in a row, and
too many games in a row. Yeah, no. See, I do. You're right. No ice patches. I'm not into that. I'm not.
Hey,
It's not
you know
for
what?
me.
The same thing happened to Claudel Washington in 1982 with the Braves.
What?
Claudel Washington. Oh my God, that's great. Ex-Brave and Met.
It was most cursed
The man
African
had over
home decorations.
500 at bats that season. For fuck's sake.
Monique, did you ever go to a Mets game in the late 70s, early 80s?
Early 80s for sure.
He was
not
on the
70s.
Mets in those
you know,
horrible years where they were 62
I go
and
back
100.
to, was it Jerry Kuzmin?
Yeah, that's well, I don't know. That's a little before my. But yeah,
And
those Mets, yeah, the 673 Mets or whatever.
who was the chubby Mexican pitcher?
Sid Fernandez?
Sid Fernandez.
That's later,
Actually,
though. That's much later. That's 10
I actually
years
met
later.
him one time too, out. And
He's probably a nice guy, right?
He was
There's
a
great
super
documentary, Monique, on 30 for 30. It's a 5-part 1986 Mets documentary. You should watch it.
Okay, Lord Frank, are you a guy or a girl? Because mega cuters is such a weird word to use. Oh my God. It's like
The Frank
so
Tavares
mega
era.
cuters.
Oh my,
Yeah, it's
Craig
just like
Swan over here.
Yeah, it's really sheer too. So I had to wear a nude bra underneath it so that you wouldn't see my tatas.
Yeah.
Oh, Monique loved Lee Mazzilli, Probert 2-4.
Oh, I loved Lee Mazzilli.
Yeah, he was like the stud. He was like
Yes.
the Studio 54 stud.
No, but I told you who I really loved, and my dad was very friendly with him. Was that Keith Hernandez? He was so cute, and he lived in my neighborhood. I used to see him all the time.
Back into the left. Back into the left.
I'm an Angels fan. Keith Hernandez is the best analyst in all of Major League Baseball.
Really?
He is so effing smooth and yeah. I can listen to him all day. He knows that game backward and forward. He is the best, and he only works like half the year or something. He doesn't feel like doing all 162. He's great.
I told you one time I was at a steakhouse, and I'm walking out and I'm talking to my friend, and my head is turned, and I just whip around like this, and I go poof right into somebody's chest, and I look up like this, and it's Derek Jeter.
Oh,
and
God.
he Oh my God, he was so handsome. Like seriously, like a really, really handsome boy. He was another
Supposedly,
one.
he's one of the worst fan people in real life in terms of fan appreciation. He's very standoffish and closed off and guarded, and the whole like he's almost like the DiCaprio of Major League Baseball, like just inaccessible.
I think I stained his shirt with my lipstick, but it's nor here nor there. I'm sure he would never remember that
I could say too, right?
thing
Hey,
happening. So let's
you
talk
guys are
about
New
today's
Yorkers.
show.
Is Bill Buckner in the Mets Hall of Fame?
I know for the ground
Bill,
ball, first
Buckner?
base,
yeah, Bill
I don't
Buckner.
know.
He should
the
be in
Red
the
Sox
Mets
first
Hall of Fame.
baseman.
I
You know the story about when he let the ground ball go through his legs, and the Mets won a World Series in '86.
Listen, the Mets winning the World Series in '86 was absolutely like I think everybody
Bill
I know
Buckner,
knew
bro.
where they were when the Mets won the World Series.
Do you know that he lived in the Boston area after all that shit he got? And it wasn't until like decades later where he was at one of those fan fests where he's signing balls, and literally a dad and his kid came up to him and handed him a ball to sign. And as his son was giving him the ball, the dad says, "Careful, son, he might drop it."
Oh
And
wow!
like he literally
Yeah, it just became
moved
like a
that
buzzword for a
week.
missed
Like
ground
like
ball,
it
right?
was like that was it,
A
and he
Bill
fucking
Buckner.
Well,
moved.
you know my classic Joe DiMaggio "Get the fuck away from me, kid" story, asshole. And I met who's the other one? Who is the other one who is like a real drunkard
Oh,
white
Mickey
dude?
Mantle.
Mickey Mantle. I met Mickey Mantle. He owned a sporting goods store in outside of Laurel, Maryland. He had a couple of partners, and he would come in every once in a while. And I was visiting my cousins, because my parents always dumped me off at somebody's fucking house
Oh,
during the
right.
summer. And I remember him just being a really, really nice guy. And but that Joe was a real see you next
Yes,
Tuesday. He
that's
was a
absolutely
horrible,
true.
horrible human being. And I
Did you
cried.
know Jackie Martling, one of his two big bookings for the Stern Show was Mickey Mantle and George Clooney.
Really?
Yes,
Really?
the first time Clooney was on show, Jackie got him. I don't know how he did. Somebody in the chat probably remembers. Yeah, Chaka Khan. Rod Carew is my very favorite first player, and I used to have
Rod Carew?
Rod Carew is at his batting stance. It was like a limp-wristed fairy where you hold the bat back, and you have no. My dad corrected it. He's like, "You can't imitate Rod Carew. You can't do it. You're not Rod Carew."
No, I never met Joe Namath. I do know somebody who banged a girl, a stewardess that he had been dating, and so his claim to fame was that he like fucked a chick that Joe Namath fucked. So there's that. I got nothing. I got no
Michelle
6
Hathaway.
degrees of separation with that. All right, look, Dennis has decided to join us with Fred on a
9
motorcycle
o'clock.
behind him. Right on
Yeah.
time. Right on time. All
Yeah,
right,
well,
so
yeah. What
let's
an interesting
discuss.
evening I had.
Oh, indeed. Would you like to share with us or no?
Yeah, sure, why not? So I was at my my little local bar, and the bartender knows I do this. And it was coming up at 8 o'clock. She's like, "Don't you need to leave? Go get ready." I said, "Yeah, okay." So these two girls that I've seen before I was talking to, and they're
Go
like,
Miles.
"Well, where you going?" Well, I have to go do something. And they got a little too curious. I'm like, and right after that, right before she said that, this other girl was like, "Oh yeah, I listen to Stern all the time, like, just out of the blue, and I love his show." I'm like, "Oh, this is, I don't know if you really want to know what I do."
Congratulations to the one listener in Florida. Congratulations.
Exactly. I'm sitting there going, ugh. So I'm there, and I ended up in this whole discussion on this.
Oh,
This
how
is-
long did
I-
it last, Dennis?
Like 30 minutes.
Yeah,
And-
well,
Wow, that's a long
nine,
time.
9 minutes and 16 seconds too long, Dennis, because
No kidding. So I'm like, look, I'll just send you a copy of the Pelican Brief. You'll watch it. You'll never like him ever again. So
I don't know if everybody sees him the way we do. That's the problem. I just
There's
know.
no
They
bigger
don't hear it. Listen to him.
aphrodisiac. There's no
the
bigger
Pelican
aphrodisiac.
Brief, but the Pelican Brief can truly turn somebody.
Yeah,
Because
yeah.
once you see how he attacks, just people, and how he's just latching on and being Hollywood Howie for no apparent reason. Yeah.
'cause he can.
Is that
'Cause he
true,
can.
Graves? Richard Kine? That's Clooney's friend. Yeah. I didn't realize that's how that
Okay, M.
happened.
Graves says, I think Jackie scored the Clooney interview because Clooney was a former roommate of Richard Kind.
Oh,
Okay.
you know who Richard Kine is, Sarah?
Wow.
Oh, you're so
Monique, he
cute. You
was-
call me Sarah. Yeah, I
I
know.
did?
But
all you broads look, all you
Yeah.
bossy broads look the same.
yeah. I
Yeah,
get it.
Oh, Monique, you missed Xavier confided in us. He had a Pussy Fog story from the late '80s. He did basically moonlighting blackface to impress a chick. He pretended
I
to be
did.
into moonlighting.
You did?
I'm sorry, what?
I swear to
You
God.
know, when you're 16, you do stupid shit.
Oh, yeah, I know that. So what'd you do?
Oh, nothing. I learned. I got into moonlighting because of
Well,
this
there's
art
nothing wrong.
chick that
Hey,
I sat next to, who
Pussy
was
plug.
like
We've
8,000
all
times
done
out of my
that.
league.
there's
Pussy
nothing
fuck.
wrong with moonlighting. I like the show.
No, it's a good
I
show.
actually
It's
enjoyed it.
Great show.
we've
great
all.
I feel like I've really skipped an entire portion of my childhood into adulthood. I don't remember. I mean, I can literally in my brain skip from like the Brady Bunch and the Carol Burnett show all the way up to like Seinfeld. You know what I mean? Like I don't remember ever watching anything in between. I just don't. I mean, I think I was out all the time.
I remember
Definitely.
Booger was really good in moonlighting.
Booger.
Yeah,
Booger was
Booger.
hilarious. Yeah, Booger
Yeah.
from Revenge of the Nerds.
It's
It's
like
like
the
the last
thing-
role he ever had too, I think.
Yeah.
Back
I don't
then,
remember that show.
television was so different. All the great shows were on the nights you would have gone out. So Thursday, Friday and Saturday were great nights for TV back then.
Oh, I was never home.
And
on
you would have
Friday or
been going out on those nights.
No, I
It
was
makes
never
sense.
home on Friday or Saturday. Although Thursday
You?
was the
No.
night to go out. But Thursday, I remember watching Seinfeld, and there were other shows on Channel 4, Cheers, Seinfeld,
Yeah, that's
Night
crazy
Court.
how good that was.
and
Family
Night
Ties
Court,
for a
and then
minute.
Frasier after that. And yeah, they were the Coke years. You're so fucking right, Aldi. Jesus Christ.
What is this, the Lou Ferrigno show? A sound check on Dennis?
All right, so we're gonna try and start the show now, and I'm
Sure.
just gonna forewarn all
guess.
of you. Yeah, exactly. I'm just gonna forewarn you that it's horrible. Okay.
Oh no.
Yeah,
I
can
think
tell them
yesterday
that.
was horrible. I think today is horrible.
This is
I'm
worse.
curious. I know he's in next week.
Unfortunately,
And he has Kiss in. So
on Wednesday, Kiss is gonna be in.
yeah, I feel like he's like
Kiss?
backload. Yes.
Kiss. He's
Isn't that exciting?
front-loading.
Isn't that exciting? Oh my God,
okay.
Love Boat Saturday nights. I do remember Love Boat. I
we-
kind of remember Love Boat.
You know, we got a new item out now. We have the Kiss VPN.
Dennis is Craig Gass over here.
Yeah, I like it.
Yeah. Howard brought back Craig Gass, who I thought hated the show, was completely on the outs, and they needed him to do, was it Simmons and Sam Kinison from the grave? So now they're bringing back all these hack one-trick pony impersonators, Bigfoot and fucking Dice Clay and.
The fact
all
that
that
they
shit.
need to do that is absolutely frightening to me. Yes, we do say that every show. Yes, we do say it's a horrible show, but sometimes when he's on without a guest, you just
Nah.
you mine it for like really interesting stuff. But currently, it's just really, really awful. I mean,
There's no bottom, Camillo Head. There is no bottom.
there's
How bad
no
this is gonna be.
bottom. You're
Yep.
so
There's
right.
no bottom at all.
We're underneath the barrel.
Fudgicle said something funny on like the Shuli Dabbler Reddit thing.
Raphael
That
Romero.
it said something like squeezing all the moisture out of the dry sponge.
Yeah, I
Squeezing
said
the
that-
last drop
wringing
of
the-
moisture
wringing
out
the
of the
bar
dry
rag
sponge.
out.
And that's what's going on now.
All right,
So
wait.
yeah.
So I actually summarized at 8:32 this morning so far to recap. High pitch Eric, mother mocking,
Yeah.
fake massage caller, Don
Yes.
Lemon, and Lenny
Yes.
Dykstra.
You
yes.
And I
predicted
went-
all that then?
Dang.
No. He
I went
recapped.
Monique,
He
good
recapped
luck.
the
Oh,
show.
okay.
Yeah, he
That
said
was the
Monique, good
recap.
luck.
Good luck.
So yeah, so it was bad, and again, it's one of those shows. Sometimes I have 30 clips, and sometimes like tonight I have 15, possibly 17, and that's a push, honestly, depending on how much of his mother bashing we want to really hear. But we can talk about it, and we'll go through it. And then Johnny gave us some excellent clips from the first time that Pink was on, so we'll kind of review that in the cleaning out the computer. And then I
And
think that next week will be his last week before he goes on vacation for 2 weeks. Thank God.
Thank
so
God.
yeah, so that's where we're at. Okay, so let's start with Howard being very discombobulated. All right. I know.
What can I tell you? All right.
1001, 1002.
Anyway, if I sound a little discombobulated this morning, it's I'm dealing with my mom, and my worst nightmare happened. I got a message from the place where she's at, and last night I got up to go to the bathroom and check my phone, and was like, no worries, everything's fine. But there was a pipe that burst above my mother's apartment, and so water came streaming. So they had to move her, and I'm just I'm just anticipate. Like I was excited today was like an easier day because
you have a guest coming in that you don't have to do any fucking heavy lifting for,
Right.
because she's going to play music and you're going to ask her shitty questions.
Yes.
That's what you wanted to say, but you didn't. And you caught
Easy-
yourself. So let's go
easy
back a little bit,
lifting.
shall we?
Wouldn't
excited
his
today.
worst nightmare be that Beth found a loophole in the prenup?
Yeah, that would be the worst.
Speaking of Beth, that's the same story, right? About Beth's old apartment, the pipe bursting.
the
Is that
pipe
part of
burst.
the?
Yeah, you're
plot?
right.
So
Yes.
that's what you want to hear with the highest paid person on Sirius is that he has an easy lifting day. I mean,
Well, let's listen to what, so he catches himself because he knows it's an easy lifting day because Pink is going to be in for 2 hours.
I'm just anticipate. Like I was excited today was like an easier day because, it's the sort of the end of our week of shows, and then
Right.
I just want an easy day at this point in my life.
You
I
thought
don't
you'd
want
be able
aggravation.
to take a deep breath and relax after the show.
Yeah, right. Just take a deep breath and relax because you do so much. You do too much. It's just too much.
What did he do yesterday?
I don't
Oh,
remember.
that's right, nothing.
Nothing.
He literally did nothing yesterday.
Less than
That's
nothing.
Right.
The
Right.
show.
You know, it's so
about-
funny.
he
We
is-
have like a stupid recurring thing that Xavier and I do. And so normally I'll cut the clips, I'll put names on them, and I'll send it out to the guys. And then Xavier will call me at lunchtime and say, okay, what shit happened today? And I swear to you, for for one of the first times, like 2 days in a row, I'm like, I don't know.
You could tell by the mockery thread. You were just like, "What are we doing here?
Oh,
What
God.
are we doing?" You questioning your whole life and everything. Yes, Steve Z, have her move in with you, Howard. He has 4 fucking residents with how much square footage and, as Dennis says, the carbon footprint. And how many people could you have in?
He
You don't
claims to
be-
have asked her. He claims how many
Bullshit.
times.
Bullshit. She would say no to that.
I actually pointed out in the mockery thread, it's like, it's too bad he doesn't have any spare space in the
Yeah, I know, right,
38,000 square feet of living space he has.
For him to say that he wants an easy day when he's in an 18,000 square foot mansion, probably 1,500 square foot extra bedroom that they converted into a walkie-talkie for a Sirius,
Right.
and the fact that he literally walks 10 feet to work, but he needs an easy day.
Needs an easy day.
He needs an easy day, guys.
So this is the way this show started and then continued for the next hour about this water pipe breaking. A solid hour.
It was a solid hour.
It was a solid hour.
Great.
And he just kept coming back to it and coming back
Monique,
to it.
I'm telling you, the water pipe thing is a constant lie he tells. It's one of those things that he goes back to, whether it's Beth. I think he had its own at the Millennium Towers at a pipe bursting story too. This is like the 5th time
How does
it's
that
like pulling
happen?
up. I'm telling you, he loves pipe bursting stories. It's hitting
Seriously,
me right
pipes
now.
only burst in
think it's,
buildings that were made
And
like
not
in
in
the
that place, right,
30s.
Monique? Isn't it brand new? They just
Yes,
he's bragging about how there's no way a pipe burst.
Unless,
what?
the old
think
lady
it's-
above her, filled her bathtub and it overflowed or whatever. But I can't imagine it was as tragic as
John
he points
John
out
is
to me.
right.
What?
I think isn't some sort of Freudian thing about he wants a pipe to burst in his face or something like that. I think
Pipe burst is
sometimes a
cheapo,
cigar is not just a cigar.
Chief Phony Feathers.
Okay.
Chief Phony Feathers, Ralph's pipe burst.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. In his face.
Hey, Brizzo says it's not even cold out, right? So why would a pipe burst? That's kind of
Right.
curious. That's a good
Inside
question.
the middle of the building.
Yeah.
Exactly.
They
You
have
got to figure
generator
it.
after generator and heat. You know how much they'd be sued if there was something problematic that happened to old people in a place like that? You think
bro,
they'd put
it's-
themselves in a
it's
situation like
preposterous.
that?
Well, they moved her
No
out
way.
immediately, apparently.
Yeah.
Let's continue the he goes with ejaculation. Let's continue the conversation and let's talk about how the fact that nobody else can take care of his mom but him, obviously.
No, he's it.
I'll be honest. I've gotten to the point in my life. If anyone gives me aggravation, I just don't want to be around them anymore or hear from them. You know what I mean? I just want to be left alone. You know what I mean? I really do. I'm being honest.
Quit. Right. Go
And,
away.
the
really
one
simple.
Get off
person
the
I've got
stage,
to sort of
Grandpa.
take care of is my mother,
Yeah.
and I do that begrudgingly. But I do it because who else is going to do it? It's my job. But
I don't know. How about your sister?
Sister
Yeah.
Ellen.
What is with Ellen? What is up with her? What is the story with Ellen? Why are
Ellen
you
is-
calling a guy in Florida?
What
Ellen
happened to
is-
the daughter being the saint? And
Right.
What happened to Beth being the saint, and all these bullshit that he spewed last year.
Thank you, Chaka Khan. You were 1,000% right. I doubt that Howard is even the first person on the emergency call list.
Oh, bro.
I have to go through Buckwall.
According to
Call my
him,
agent.
he woke up because he had a pee and he saw a text that said,
Sure he did.
and it probably said something like, okay, don't worry about it. We've already moved her, but there was a water leak right above her. And so we're taking
No, there
care of it. And that's it. That's the whole story.
There's no way he's dealing with
But
that.
an hour of conversation is what it leads
Well, he
into. Let me
made
just
this-
finish
he
this clip and
conflated-
we'll come
yeah.
back to it at the other end. Hang on.
So it was just like, oh, the pipes. Don't worry, it's fine. We moved her, and there's a dialogue that's going to happen as soon as I get off this show today. That I'm going to have to call my mom and go, hey, Mama, you're not going to believe what happened.
Okay, so now this starts the mom talk.
That's okay. You have 18 hours to do it. You
Yeah,
have the
exactly.
time. That's not doing anything. That's for
It's
damn
funny
sure.
with all these scenarios. It's like his sister is basically the Chuck Cunningham of the
Yeah.
fucking Stern family. She just went upstairs
Yes.
one day and just never
Just
came
never
back.
came back.
I think
You
we
know-
heard more from Chuck Cunningham than Ellen Stern.
think
I mean,
so,
Ellen.
too.
The thing is, Ellen Stern being on the 112 retirement plan.
Yes.
You know,
Yeah, exactly.
I guess
Go
that
along with the
bought.
lie.
I guess that
but
bought a
Ellen's
lot
like
of silence.
Ellen's like 4 years older than him, right?
Yes.
Yeah,
yes,
she's older,
Yes, she
yes.
is. Yeah.
I wonder if she's,
Could be
you know,
she's
I wonder
100.
if she is the person, the contact. She must be. She doesn't live that
has
far
to
from her mother. She
It
doesn't live
has
that
to
far.
be.
She has to be.
be.
He's down in Florida. There's no way that they would use him. There's just no way. Okay, so and then he started this. And again, I think he's projecting a little bit, and obviously this is what happens. But he must have mentioned this like 3 or 4 times. So I just pulled one of them so that you can hear the context of it as he's talking about his mother.
And it's not easy. I mean, what's going on here? You're paying top dollar.
You're paying top dollar.
I know. I mean, I don't know what to say, but hopefully, when will they get me back to my apartment?
It almost feels like he's trying to say something to the people that manage the building. It's like, you
Yeah.
motherfuckers, I am paying top dollar
Yes.
for this woman to be in a 2-bedroom apartment that costs, almost like $1 million.
So this is his typical passive aggressive, using, the puppets to say what he has on his
Yes.
mind. And so because he's such a little pussy, he can't just directly say, "Hey, this is not acceptable."
No.
Because he's a pussy.
I love what David just said here. I think that the rest of the Sterns are functioning like normal upper middle class families dealing with a dying matriarch, and Howard is lying about his involvement to look like a good son. Of course.
Yes,
Of course.
because
But
he's
you
the
know what
prince.
it is, though? Honestly, there's always one, okay, in a family, especially those kind of families. There's always one who doesn't know how to be loving or caring or
Yes,
anything like that,
sociopaths,
but
they
they
call that.
know how to use money.
Yes.
So his contribution to anything mom is to throw money at the situation
Yes.
and just let it go away because he doesn't want to fucking hear about it. He really doesn't. Cat's here. Time to go.
And she would have been just fine if it was just Ellen. She'd be hands-on. She'd be at the North Belmore Library.
She has
all
3
the time.
friggin' nurses.
I know,
I mean, she
I know.
has people with her on a constant basis.
I know.
So I think it's
Exactly.
perfectly okay that, that she's handled. And the fact that and listen,
What's on the ceiling?
what?
Dennis's cat. There's something on the
I have
ceiling.
no
that
idea what she's
must be
looking
really way more fascinating than this show.
If you saw her eyes, Dennis, I don't know if you can see them.
at. I can see
This
it.
is awesome.
What is wrong with you?
We interrupt your regularly scheduled show for Dennis's cat.
He's like, I'm doing you guys a favor providing content.
Exactly.
The only one who has escaped hospice is Ray Stern and Tracy Morgan. Apparently. Oh,
Okay.
look at Al D writes. It's not a pipe
No, there he
burst.
is again.
It's Mr. Tannenbaum upstairs.
Okay, so let's move on. He wanted to. Oh, this was so horrible. I might have to cut this clip at some point, but it's as horrible as a clip can be. So just prepare yourselves. It's only 22 seconds, but it needed to be said.
Had my dresser drawer there with Mom.
This went on for another like 2 minutes. Just
This
saying.
never gets old.
Yeah, you got to.
Oh, this is the laziest man in fucking history of show business.
David, I think
nothing
you
but
wrote
just
that last
lazy.
rant just so you could say matriarch in a sentence.
Matriarch,
I
yeah.
really...
We love the word matriarch. It's really you know, it's so funny because you would think of her as, you know, a matriarch to me is somebody who really kind of rules the roost in her family and everybody
Yes.
kind of kowtows to, and you know, has this never failing love and adoration for. And I don't see that with Ray. I mean, I don't know how it would be interesting one day for them to interview Ellen about it. And oh my God, are you really going to make me do that?
They're good. They're good. They're good. They're good. They're good.
I hate you, Sam V. I hate you.
They're good. They're good. They're good. They're good. They're good.
Get you every time.
They're good.
Every time. Every
They
time.
are very good.
Oh my God, I hate that.
Rude's
Okay, so
ghost.
then they went into a whole conversation about the mom going to the wedding. What?
Rude's ghost. Even the cat is bored by Howard. Don't ask.
So, Chaka Khan loves you, Torty. So after this, they have a conversation about the wedding. So now they're going back to Ashley's wedding and the fact that his mom doesn't want to go to it because she doesn't want to have to buy a dress. And, you know, and then he's into this whole conversation about pajamas. I mean, just a whole shit show of nothing, honestly, of nothing. And so the mom doesn't want to go to the wedding. And I want to talk about this on the back end of it because I had some thoughts about
go
it.
to the wedding?
Oh, no. What would I do there? No one's looking for me, and I'd have to buy a dress. Mom, you wouldn't wear a dress. I'm going to wrap you up in a blanket like a mummy and bring you in there in a fucking wheelchair.
Christ.
No, and my hair would have to be done. No one's looking at you. You're 100 years old. I can't
Cheers.
go. You don't know. Leave me alone.
Oh, boy.
Oh, yeah. We'll leave you alone.
You know, I
Wow.
think of you sort of like Norman Bates.
Thank you. Norman Bates had it better than me.
Yeah, you are Norman Bates, you fuck.
All right. So what's so funny is that like 5 minutes before that, I actually compared him to Norman Bates in the thread.
I know you did. I saw
was
that.
so weird. I'm like, okay. Hi, Jason.
Is that on the first page, Dennis?
No, it was
Second page, third
second page. But I said, my God, he sounds like Norman Bates.
Well, it was really scary, and so he continued down this road. He starts talking about, of course, you know, I didn't even tape any of this, about how Beth is a saint and she takes care of everything for Ray, and they get into this whole conversation about pajamas. But first, let's talk about the fact that this is so horrible. His kids should be doing this for him now, and he shouldn't be doing this for his mother anymore.
Listening
No.
where you really
But-
don't listen.
No, I can't practice that. I practice enough. At this point in my life, my kids are supposed to be doing for me what I'm supposed to be able to call my kids and go, "Oh, Jesus. There was a flood. Help me."
Nobody's going to take care of you, Howard. Nobody.
No, you're gonna die alone. Really alone.
Really alone.
Yeah.
Nobody's going to take care of you. Just so you know, it's going to be a really, really cruel elder
wait.
care center for you.
Can't wait.
Okay, hold on. I want to put
He
something.
might like it though, if they abuse him.
You know, I don't think that he realizes that he's like a Great Dane. You know, he's a gigantic human being. And I think that he's gonna die earlier than most people that are in his age group. I hate to say it, but it's true. I think
That'd
that
be such a shame.
you know all this taking care of himself and trying to
Yeah.
eat right
Eating
and stuff like that.
6
You know,
almonds.
none of it's gonna be okay if your fucking heart goes out or your hip goes bad.
Monique, when
Howard
I'm looking
decides
for
to
old
die
footage,
alone.
old audio, no matter what I click on over time, he's getting a colonoscopy every week I click on. It's the
Doesn't it seem like he's at the
craziest thing.
doctor? He's getting
Every fucking
colonoscopy.
day, every
Yes.
time, everything I click on. It's not a coincidence.
He likes to
Unless
fish.
it's just a constant lie he tells, which I also believe it's part of his.
You know
he's
what?
got no-
Because he loves to talk about the anal chit chat. Like he loves the anal
Illegal
bullshit
anal,
that comes
right,
with it.
right.
With it.
Can't imagine why.
Okay, man.
He probably has one. You know, like when you go to the Chinese restaurant, they have those little cards that they give you, and they punch out one, and every 10 ones you get a cookie or something like that.
Yes.
He
Yeah,
probably
right.
has one for like for colonoscopy.
He just seems to like the ass thing. That's what it is. He likes to
Yes.
talk
he
about
loves
his
it.
ass.
Turn. This is your 10th one for the week.
Exactly. So then he
get
gets
2
into this
fingers today.
conversation about cotton pajamas and how his mother needs to be wearing cotton pajamas, and that's what he's going to buy her to wear to the wedding. But can we just talk for a really quick second? Is there a grandmother out there who doesn't want to be at their grandchild's wedding, who doesn't want to
They
be
live
a
for
part
it.
of
They
this?
live
They
for
live
it.
for it.
Yes, yes.
Yeah.
It doesn't make sense to me that this would be an argument or this would be a fight.
When my nephew got married, my mother talked about it for 3 years, as if it was her wedding. She really thought it was about her. She's obsessed with it. You're absolutely right. There's never a time where the
Never.
grandmother doesn't think the wedding is about them. You're
Of
selling your
course,
tickets,
they
yeah.
trot him out. She's 100 years old. She probably smells like death warmed over, but who gives a shit? You want her at the table with the other old Altacacas. They'll all sit there together. She'll have a little sip of pink champagne or something, and then her nurse will fucking take her home. I mean, that's it.
Although
That's it.
At this point in her, do you think that she would even know she's there? I mean, you could literally put her in
Yes,
front
I
of
feel
a-
like she's
you
still of
can
sound
literally
mind
put her
and
in
body.
front of
I
a
do
Yes.
too.
TV
I do
with-
too.
With the
Yes.
Waltons on, and she would think she went to the wedding.
No, I think that she really does understand this, but I don't understand why she
disagree.
wouldn't want to go.
If she
Like,
was
I just
lucid,
don't.
we'd hear her on the radio.
What?
No, he won't put
You
her.
would call
No,
her.
because Ray always refuted everything he said. So he doesn't. He
Still.
wants to. He wants. To
I don't
have
think
the
she's
narrative.
that. Listen, guys, she's like 96. Nobody
I
wants
know,
a
but
96-year-old on the air.
I
She,
do.
You know, she. I don't. I
I mean,
don't.
Dick
I-
Van
I-
Dyke was fucking
Wait.
doing the
How
fucking,
different would
the
that be than the
Charleston
regular
on
show?
TV this
A
week.
96-year-old on.
Not
I
that
mean,
different.
seriously.
Not that different.
No, right. I think
Dick Van
Monique's
Dyke.
right. She's of sound mind. She's better than Howard on the air, I bet.
I
Monique is
disagree.
absolutely right. I bet you Ray is better on the air than Howard is at this point, and sounds younger. And
Yeah, she's sharp as a
yes.
fucking tack, that one. She's not going anywhere that soon.
I don't think so.
I think so.
I don't.
doesn't
think
take
she
much, X, to be better than him.
Doesn't
right now.
take much. Josh
I don't
Foster
know,
says
man.
I'd pay money to see Ray hit the champagne straight out of the
You
bottle.
know, it's like I can't get champagne out of my mind.
Just give her a fucking straw. I know. Don't you love that? Okay, so then they're talking
How
about
many times do you think
cotton.
they find her dentures in an ice cube tray during the
Now
week?
we're
Come
going to
on.
talk about cotton pajamas. Okay, here we go.
I understand. Okay, we're going to get
There you
you
go.
a few pair. What? I need one pair. No, Mom. I want to get you a few pair of pajamas, and you'll try them. I don't
You're
need
so
a
generous.
few pair.
This is
I
such
just
bullshit.
need a
None
pair
of
of
this happened.
pajamas with a front. Mom, I don't know your size. Beth doesn't know your size.
How do you not know her size? Aren't you there all the time? Don't you see her all the time? Isn't she a frail old lady? Wouldn't it be safe to
She's a
assume
bit,
a
man.
small? Let's even
Why
push
doesn't
for a medium.
Ellen Stern know her fucking size? What is this?
What is
Her
this?
aid.
Let's
Her
go to
aid should know
Amazon.
her size.
Look how
Yeah,
easy
right.
it is to
Oh,
find
yeah, I
a
did this too.
million fucking cotton pajamas. A million cotton pajamas. All
Every
cotton.
little
100%. Super cheap, super expensive, whatever you want, there they are.
Yeah,
Cotton
but do
pajamas.
any of those sizes take into account the adult diaper that would be needed in
Oh,
there?
absolutely.
Again, how do
She
you
needs, like,
not
those-
know her size?
she needs
Doesn't
butt
Beth
flaps like
buy her
Long
things
John.
all the time?
I know. That's her
Yeah.
thing. She has nothing else to do but know sizes, and she has nothing to do.
She has one job.
Right.
Her one job is to
Benjamin-
please her husband and make sure that his mother is taken care
Wasn't
of,
she
right?
ordering DoorDash earlier?
Yes.
Oh, she's always ordering for
Which
her,
is
of
very
course.
complicated.
All right, let's finish with the cotton pajamas. Hang on.
You're going to send you a couple of pair. If you want,
hate
you could send back
This is
the
such
ones
bullshit.
that don't fit.
Oh, gee.
What do
an
you
idiot.
mean send them back?
Okay, yeah. So this just went on and on and on
None
and
of this is
on
real.
and on and on.
This
Listen,
is real as his hair.
I can almost guarantee that the nurse probably called him and said, Ray probably needs a new pair of like cotton pajamas. Okay, period, full stop, end of the conversation. And then Beth was like, oh, I'll order them. What size should I get her? Howard, knowing nothing about his fucking mother, says, I don't know. Just call the nurse. Find out what size she is. Okay, small? Sure, fine. I'll get her a small and a medium just to make sure
Yes.
one of them fits her. She can
Exactly.
return the other one. She doesn't have to return the other one. She has hired help. They can figure it out. Everybody knows how to use Amazon. Everybody.
But
She's
okay,
funny
let's be
feathers
fair.
go for the
Does,
pajamagram.
does everybody here know their mother's size?
I
Yes,
do.
I do,
I
actually.
don't. I just
I
go to
do.
Oshkosh by gosh and ask for the husky sizes.
Overalls, size medium, please.
Her size is the same as the Springsteen ratings on HBO, 0.002. Right, Benjamin?
0.0. My mother's not dissimilar to me, so I know that pretty much anything that I buy her will fit her. But you know what? Even if it doesn't, I'll return it and get another one. It's not that big of a
That's
deal.
right.
That's
right.
it. It's not worthy of an hour's worth of show. It's just not.
Well, no, wait,
Exactly.
he
Keep
paid-
it. Keep the pajamas. Who gives a shit? You're on death's door. Who cares?
He made $240,000 during that whole rant. So, it's okay.
60, as Dennis's math, 60 times 4,000 is exactly right.
$240,000
Yeah.
he paid for.
So, of course-
he paid for her care for the next year.
So, of course, as you know, Dennis and I got into a little controversial discussion about rayon, which we'll come back to momentarily.
Semi.
But before we get there, let's talk about how God is testing him. Okay, here we go.
God,
Test
all
the
of a sudden
test. This
God
is just
in
a
this.
test. That's all. I know God is testing me. I know what's going on. I read the Bible. Read it
you
several
didn't.
times.
No, you didn't.
No, you didn't.
No, you did not.
You read the Torah. You never read the Bible.
You read the Torah and you had to memorize it because you had a bar mitzvah. That's it. That's as far as it went.
Dennis, you had an interesting conversation with Al. You had an interesting conversation with Al Cervix and K-Tate today in the mockery.
Yeah.
You're saying that you think this is his idea of comedy, and it's all he knows, and K-Tate thinks it's just a little bit of both. Like, just being like, this is his way of being a shock jock, just bashing on Ray, and it's not
trying to
yeah.
be.
Yep,
I
and
don't
some
know.
of it's real and some of it's not. And
I don't know.
and
I don't know
staff's not
how
gonna
you
call him
walk
out.
into your lair in the morning and you have like your notepad and it says, okay, so from, 7:05 to 8, let me discuss mom and her pipe burst. Oh, no, they started with high pitch Eric, which was horrible. But then they went
That
into
was
mom.
Unlistenable.
According to our
unlistenable.
friend Chad, Monique, Laura Lackner's assistant, a great show we had, that is exactly what he does with the bullet points.
Yes. That
He's
is
handed
exact-
exactly that.
You know what? We should review the conversation we had with him.
Yep.
Like we should do that as a show. I think it's worth it. We come back to him a couple of times, like every couple of weeks, and it might be worth it. Let me finish God testing us.
Once in a while.
Let's finish
He's a
God
great
testing
energy.
us.
Yeah. I'm a
And
positive
after
person.
this test, what will God know?
I'll know that I hit the misery lottery.
You know what? The music, the food, horrible.
Yeah,
Horrible.
it's all bad.
It's all bad. All right, so let's talk about Rayon for a quick second.
Monique,
So
Oquan Tanziwan goes, Howard lies so much, his old and his original nose is going to grow back.
I love that. Nothing would make me happier than one of those grandchildren. All of a sudden she gets to like 13 and she has like that horrific Howard
know it's
nose.
gonna happen.
Joe.
It's gonna happen.
And then
you
they'll
know?
go, oh, she must have that nose from her
Skip a generation.
great-grandfather."
Skip a generation. Looks just like her
Exactly.
grandpa.
Yeah.
Okay,
It
so
sure did.
So Dennis and I had a little conversation today about rayon, and Dennis was like, "Oh, they both think it's a natural fabric," and I'm like, "It kind of, sort of is a natural fabric,
it isn't.
Dennis,
Oh God.
But it
Here we
isn't.
go.
but it is.
But
It is. It's made of wood cellulose, so ergo
But it's
natural,
man-made.
huh?
It's man-made.
It's
not
made
from
of
a
yeah, but
plant.
well, you know what? You got to throw cotton through a fucking cotton gin in order to
But
get it
it's
to
still
be a.
cotton. You don't do anything cotton. You
So
just
Everything
you
on
gin.
the
So you take cellulose and
Sue Monster.
you spin it with a couple of, but it is still considered.
Chemical.
Just so you know, it is still considered a
Semi.
natural fiber. I'm just
semi?
throwing it out
Monique,
there.
what? It's
Rayon.
called-
Rayon
No, what was
is
the other? How'd you put it?
but
The substance? You gave a euphemism for that substance. It was called something.
It's a semi-synthetic.
Oh, okay.
it's more semi-natural than semi-synthetic.
It's semi-synthetic,
Nonetheless,
according to
let's hear what
Wikipedia.
Howard has to say about it because this is like the
Semi-synthetic sounds like a Rush
stupidest
album.
comment he's made in the longest time. Listen to this.
My whole life I got lectured about rayon, and
Did you really get lectured your whole life about rayon? This is the first time I've ever mentioned it in public in my entire lifetime, other than in school.
I guess
learning.
rayon doesn't come in pre-distressed.
My entire
No.
life, I've had conversations about rayon. Okay,
And you're in fashion.
hold on.
life I got lectured about rayon, and I only wear natural fibers. This
rayon. It's terrible. Your skin doesn't breathe.
I always thought I was.
She's
suffocating.
thinking it's some synthetic fiber from the 70s. It is not. It's a natural fiber.
So we had a conversation about that today, but we will move on.
Rayon lost me back.
Please.
Yes. Okay. You guys will all be thrilled to know I only have 7 more clips. Seriously.
Muzzle.
The cow will be happy.
Mazel. This might be a nice early night for us. Okay. So then we go on to, and Dennis called this out to me, which is when he fucked up a Pink commercial. So it was, here we go.
Yeah. So let me just tell you, cocaine.
Looking good,
not cocaine.
Robin.
Sorry, take 2. Global pop. Oh, thanks to.
Jesus Christ.
What's wrong with you? Why are you upset?
I'll get it together. Don't worry. Thanks to Live Nation. Yes. Thank you.
Yes. Thank you,
Wow.
Live Nation. Thank you. Thank you. And by the way, okay, I wanted to tell you guys this as well. Hold on a second while I'm here. Let me go to the twatter machine. And I want to show you this because I thought it was pretty funny. So just stay with me. Stay with me, my
Staying with
friends,
you.
just for
My
a
cat's
moment.
falling asleep, but I'm staying with you.
Just for a moment. First off, I hate the way Pink spells her name, and it just drives me crazy.
It's a little annoying.
With the exclamation point instead of an I. So let's go to
I didn't
Pink.
even bother doing that.
I don't know if it's changed since this, but okay. So 3 hours ago, she was on the cover of People magazine. She's showing us that. Verizon presale tickets was 8 hours ago. Hang on. All this presale bullshit. Excited for my first appearance on Colbert Late Show tonight. Okay.
Is it really?
Thank you, Today Show, for another great visit. Yes. See
What a
you bright and
rebel.
early tomorrow on the Today Show. Yes, okay. What a treat. You made me laugh and cry and go do scales. Yes. Okay. Checking
What
out
an
everybody.
anti-establishment rebel.
Yeah, she went to go see
Look at
Wicked.
this.
She went to see Wicked. Okay. I don't know. Just scream if you saw Howard's name here anywhere. Went to see Harry Potter and the Cursed Child, which I loved, by the way. So there she was, looking at that, having fun. So no mention of Howard whatsoever.
Wow. So this
A
was,
good PR person that has his shit together would say to her, "Look, honey, that show does nothing. It gets nothing. Don't bother tweeting. Don't worry yourself over it. Don't promote
Right,
it."
don't worry your pretty little head
we
about it.
pointed out, or I guess I did, that this is just pure wig pro quo with Live
Has to
Nation
be.
and Sirius. That is all this is. And
I think
Sirius may
she's getting her own
replay-
channel.
in either a channel
Absolutely.
or
Why?
replay one of her concerts. They'll do like one of those specials and they'll do her concert.
Oh, Monique, because ridiculous people have gotten their own channels and stuff. They just hemorrhage money.
I
said
know.
Paul Abdul has her own channel coming out. Did you know
It's
that?
amazing. It's amazing. You know, it doesn't cost them anything, right? All
No,
their
it
money is
doesn't.
made
It really
in
doesn't.
memberships.
It's actually right.
So what does it cost? And then, artists get pennies on the Dollar Wiz music stream. He knows all this shit. Why is he not here now?
That's
Yeah, they get
you have
nothing.
one
They
job,
get, like,
music stream, to
it's
tell us the
literally-
residuals.
One
It's
job.
literally tenths of cents when it gets played. Tenths. I mean, not even like whole cents. It's
Yeah.
pieces of cents.
Pieces of sense.
Their ego's so big, though, they just love to say they have their own channel. Like U2 deserves their own channel. Pearl Jam probably deserves their own channel. And you can make a case for others. Springsteen deserves his own channel. But,
Led Zeppelin.
yeah, but they're
Beatles.
going.
Zeppelin doesn't have one.
I
Zeppelin.
don't know. I don't know.
Cliff Richard deserves his own channel.
I don't know. Cat is fading fast.
mean,
That's easy.
Very fast she is. It's
Has
too
Pink
much.
actually done something since 2001? Just
No.
out of curiosity.
No.
No, not really. No.
No.
What's the matter? Jimmy Eat World wasn't available today.
Exactly.
You said it last week. You're like, with who's he going to have in? Like Avril Lavigne again with Metallica? Like
Yeah,
that was
that's
like such a
exactly,
shit
dude.
show. So this is what he's doing. So he's doing like a showcase person per week going into his for sure 2-week vacation that's coming up in the next like week or so.
Minimum 2 weeks.
Mr. Whiskers looking very handsome and classy.
I remember a great
Yeah, I
story,
see.
Monique. Did you know that at Casey's grandmother's funeral, the priest got her name wrong? When he was doing the eulogy.
Oh my
I swear to
Why
God.
do you know
I
that?
swear-
Why do you know
I just
that?
remembered. I don't know. I just remembered.
Insane.
Casey, confirm I'm right about that. And his uncle's name wrong. at the same.
You
in the
know,
same,
is there
like, eulogy.
anything worse than like you don't really go to church? I mean, I haven't been to church since Jesus left the Jews. Let's be honest.
Virginia?
And you know, the fact that somebody would go to church and you have to rely on somebody to give your loved one a thing, and it's followers on Twitter. Howard has. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to do that. Howard has 1.5 million. Pink has 31.4 million.
Jesus Christ.
There he is.
And she's done nothing. And she's done
30
nothing.
times. Oh, so it is. Was her name was like Virginia or Virginia Casey or something, and they screwed
Virginia?
it up. And yeah.
Vagina.
Vagina.
But
Yeah,
Gina,
jeez, I got it right.
they called her Gigi. Oh, see,
Oh,
you know,
my God.
you can't say
Wow.
anything about Arm if not that his memory is like, you know, I'll feel sorry the day that his Alzheimer's like comes creeping in and he can't remember shit about the show anymore. It'll be a sad day in hell. So I wanted to just touch briefly on the Don Lemon thing because he decided to commit a
Finally
half
address
hour
it.
to that. Don Lemon is probably going to get his ass fired in the very, very near future. Good. And it's because he just arbitrarily decided that what's her name? What's the chick's name who's
Nikki
running?
Haley. Nikki Haley. No,
Nikki
not
Haley,
Yeah, Nikki
whose
Haley.
real name is like, you know, Nosferatu Haji, but of
Nikki
course,
Casey.
let's go with Nikki
That's what it
Haley.
is.
And Don Lemon just decides that she's not young enough. She can't really call herself
she's not
prime
in her
of her
prime as
life.
a woman.
Yes, I got it, Dennis. I got it all together. All right, so let's listen to a little Don Lemon and what he said that caused so much controversy this.
You got to know that you're going to be in trouble when you start saying a woman isn't in her prime, period. Here you go.
She says people, you know, politicians or something are not in their prime. Nikki Haley isn't in her prime. Sorry. When a woman is considered to be in her prime in her 20s and 30s and maybe 40s.
What are you
That's not
talking? Wait.
That's not according to me.
Prime for what?
It depends. I mean, it's just like prime. If you look it up, it'll. If you Google when is a woman in her prime,
You can't shove that shit back in your mouth, by the way.
it'll say 20s, 30s, and 40s.
He knows something about that.
40s. Oh, I got
I'm
another
not saying I
40.
agree with that. So I think she has to be careful about saying that politicians aren't in their
I think
prime.
we
and
need
they
to qualify. Are you talking about prime for like child?
So they're all pissed at him now.
Yeah,
and-
yeah.
Yeah, so that whole crew of like Cuomo, Lemon, you know, all the stupid
screwed up.
shithead misogynists.
Best
throughout
of
the
all,
day.
though, he does it on the woke network, and literally just, I mean, plus, you know, he's also, you know, he plays for Dorothy, and
Yeah.
that just really shows. I mean, he just doesn't like women at all.
If something saves him, he's a gay black guy, and they don't
Exactly.
want that coming down on him.
Thank you,
damn.
Joe Master.
Like, you
Nimrata.
can't, like,
Nimrata
you
is her
can't
name.
take that back. He essentially dropped his man pawn in the middle of a dance floor. You know?
He really
Can't just unsee that.
He really did.
He
Right,
really,
Josh.
really
Chet
did.
Lemon. Chet Lemon is. How much audio I can pick of Howard saying the exact same thing or
Oh,
worse
absolutely.
than
Oh, my
every
God.
broad that's ever been on TV?
Jesus.
I should make a whole compilation just to make Don Lemon feel good about it. And
He
Don Lemon's a
really-
big
Didn't you just do
staunch
it, like,
Howard defense.
this
Don
week?
Lemon defends Howard all the time.
Yeah.
That's what
He
you
did
get,
it this
Don.
week.
Well,
Yeah,
hey,
I know.
that girl that called in supposedly.
That's right.
Well, it's
That's
only
right.
Wednesday. He did it last week when Nikki
Oh,
Haley
D-Lab,
decided to
my
run.
bad.
But he couldn't put that cat back in the bag. I mean, it was just too late. He had to commit to it. You gotta, you know, once you say something that fucked up and you have no recourse, you, just gotta run with it.
you gotta run with it. just stick with it.
You know what? You know what would have saved him if he would have gone all Shanae all of a sudden. Oh, girl, look at her contour. Look, she don't got 23 inches.
You know, it's funny. Don Lemon's almost 60.
Is
Is
he?
he really?
Yeah, I think he's acting like he's this 25-year-old upstart. He's almost. I looked his age up a couple
Black
years
don't
ago.
crack. for
Black
sure.
certainly does not
Exactly.
crack. He's almost 60.
I'll
That's
say he looks
crazy.
good for his age, but you know what?
He
Gay
does.
men tend to take care of themselves.
Yes, they do. Yes, they do.
Yeah,
You know,
exactly.
while the three of you are sniffing underwear on the floor to see if they're good or not.
He has
He's,
lots of
he's,
moisturizer.
he's got the neatly folded
all
and
that
rolled.
Man protein on his face.
Exactly.
Good for the skin, apparently.
Okay.
Just take a stroll around Chelsea at 2 in the afternoon. You'll see this gaggle of bathhouse.
Oh my God, Hell's Kitchen
sipping
too.
green
They're all
tea
over the
with,
place.
Yeah.
flip flops on.
They're all
2
over
in
the
the
place.
No, on my face.
Probably just a little to the side.
Just on
Get the
your
balls. Fondle the balls. Okay, let's listen.
It's gotta be on the
Let's
face.
let's listen about Lenny Dykstra now, and we're gonna do this really quickly. So I'm going to get through it really quickly because everything Lenny Dykstra does is full of shit. He is a horrible human being. I don't understand why they still have him on the show.
Why are they still
Triple
talking-
foul.
I'll tell you
talking
why.
to them?
I can tell you why he's still on the show, because Howard loves this type of human being that is completely out of control, because
Scumbag?
now it is fodder. It is going to be endless fodder for him. Endless fodder.
But it's
So that's
such
why.
bullshit.
How is he part of Marcy's image, though, Dennis? Like, how do you how do you qualify this one?
But this isn't part of Marcy's image. This is part of Howard just needing to kill time. And
Yeah.
this human being is perfect for it, because you can make fun of him and mock him for being a train
Well,
wreck
he's
of a
a
human.
backpacker, Dennis, right? I mean, Monique, we said yesterday on here, like Howard and the Cold Chinese food, Dykstra and fucking Tan Mom. Let's get to them 5 years after their story.
Oh my god! And let's end the show with Tan Mom,
Yeah.
and just have like some useless conversation about her being on Tubi. Did we even get to that yesterday?
Not
Kinda.
really. It was
Oh.
We did talk
awful.
about Tan Mom and him
Oh,
getting
because
to
Bond
her,
tapped out. Yeah, we had just a little conversation about her being on Tubi, and then her gay bestie like chiming in, and
Oh, he was trying to throw her boyfriend under the bus.
yeah,
I mean,
so
he was
weird. Why would you
jealous,
do
so
that? Shut the fuck
catty.
up.
He was so catty. He was
Interesting,
pathetic.
Chaka Khan. Lenny Dykstra is today's Daniel Carver. That's an interesting comparison.
You know,
What is
but
going-
in a different way. Lenny is full of shit. Lenny is a desperate man
Con
who has
artist.
no money, and
Yeah.
so
Daniel Carver was he was convicted to his convictions.
Yes.
he stood by his
Yes,
convictions.
Dennis.
Yes.
He stood by them very hard. But
Yes.
this best part of all, though, this Lenny Dykstra thing is from what, November or December of last year.
Oh.
It's February.
Oh my God, Jeremy. Yes, I did see that. Speaking of gross, disgusting things, did any of you guys see the fucking vomit-inducing tweet from Brent's wife the other day?
No.
She gave away a pair of underwear that she wore for 30 straight days to a
Oh.
fan and posted a picture
come
of
on, I
them.
just
I
ate.
saw that. I saw
for
that.
I just ate.
I saw
Oh
that.
my God, I'm gonna be sick.
It was you guys. It was vile. A full month.
W goes, I'm 278, but I look 34.
I saw that.
All of humanity.
Yeah, that was pretty disgusting. Desperate times call for desperate measures, says Ida. All right, so let's listen to a little bit of Lenny Dykstra. And again, realizing that this is 100% fake, right? Here we go.
He was up the whole night partying with two girls in his hotel room. And he even recorded the action.
In his hotel room. So, of course, they got him a hotel room so that he can record these shenanigans, which just really means that he paid some women to make believe that they were doing some shenanigans, because
Yes.
I don't think it's just audio tape.
For
I
us.
think.
So here it is. This is, I just want you to know what you're in for. That's real tape.
Oh, man. Man, that don't hurt.
I like it.
Wow, you like it.
I like it. I'm crazy.
Wow, fucking you. What a fucking Rick. Let me see that bush over there. Let me see that bush.
That bush. Okay, so I don't know if any of you recall this, but years ago, we had the chick on who was with Lenny Dykstra.
Yes.
And
Yep,
she called in to let us know that it was completely fake.
Yeah, she has Skype
And he
credits and
paid her
everything.
and said, make believe that you're my girlfriend for the day. We're doing this for a bit. And he paid her and she left. She recorded a couple of like drops with him, and that was the end of it. So Lenny is a full of shit guy. The show. Did you just finish that whole bottle?
Yes, I did.
It's something hard. How many ounces is that, Dennis?
It's 750 milliliters. I can't do the math.
What? Yeah, what's I'm going to say 50 ounces.
Whatever it is. Yeah, whatever it is.
It's probably a quart.
It's four
Okay.
glasses.
40 ounces.
Glasses. Yeah, it's just 4 glasses. It's just 4 glasses. It's a
Four
time.
normal
It's a
glasses,
silly
not like the
little
big
one.
goblet glasses.
Yeah,
that
look,
would like take a.
nothing crazy.
Yeah, how do you sleep with that? That now that I don't drink wine anymore, I sleep so much better because I don't have the sugar content going through my body.
I sleep just fine.
Drinking coach, what do you say about that excess sugar?
Yeah, well, that's what you turned me on to the fucking Pedialyte because of
Yes.
that, right?
Yes.
To replenish. Dennis is a pickle juice whore.
Yeah, big pickle
right.
juice.
Dennis, you're obsessed with pickle
Big
juice.
pickle juice guy.
That's the brine. It's the brine
Speaking
and the
of which,
salt that makes you
Tamara
happy.
Francois, I saw this thing, and maybe Crazy Robin or Beanie Mac can confirm this. Wine is the new black. Black people like to drink wine now.
Since when?
It's a new thing. It's
And not Ripple,
they
like the
claim
real stuff.
LeBron James popularized it. The wine was never big in the black community.
But
I've
what
looked at
kind of
study on
wine?
it.
I mean, there's so many
Anything.
different wines. There's a
Red wine.
billion
Red wine.
different like
Is,
brands and varieties of wine. I'm curious. I wonder if
Red
they
wine.
go
St.
towards
Ives.
Tamara, Beanie Mac. Do you go towards the sweeter side? I'm just curious how that works.
How
Wine
about
from
You
the
know,
Ripple?
box.
I will tell you about
can't
the.
drink
Let me
like
tell you
that
about the
Cabernet.
wine. The wine in the box.
Seriously, a month
This
of
is what I
John,
do.
no.
So
Is-
my gay
Is
besties.
Schlitz considered a wine?
No, stop it.
Yeah.
So my gay
Schlitz.
besties turned me onto this. So the Boda box, okay, which is like a red blend or whatever. Here's the bait and switch. You start off with like a really, really good bottle of wine. So apparently the rule in wine drinking is if you're doing like a wine tasting and you have 3 different meals, you start with the heaviest one. Right? What did we discuss?
Yeah, it
you
was the
start-
heaviest one. Yeah, because you
you
quizzed
start-
me on this and I got it right because
Yes, you
I'm
start with the
cultured.
heaviest one, and then you go to the lighter one because if you start
go
with
down.
the lighter, right, you go down in flavor. I don't know where I was going with this, so let's move on.
I don't know, but blacks and going down in flavor. I
Drinks
don't know.
all
what's
kind.
going
That
on
was
here.
right.
What the hell
Sure
happened?
does.
What the hell just
Crazy Robin.
Oh,
says you
right.
people
So,
really
okay, that's what I was going to say.
Wine
So,
in
what
the
they'll usually
box.
do is if they have dinner, is they'll pour out the really, really good wine, really good. So, maybe like a $30 bottle of wine, and then they'll bait and switch you after 2 bottles of wine because at that point you don't really give a shit
don't
what you're
care.
drinking. And then they'll pull out the Boda box, put it into the wine decanter, and you think that you're still drinking a good wine, but meanwhile it's like the $20 5-gallon thing of fucking wine. That's the way it works.
Dennis, have you ever done the one-on, one-off deal, which is a very, very typical drinking coach 101?
What's that?
You did one
water
booze,
and then
water
wine?
booze, water booze.
Yeah, he
water
goes right
booze.
for it.
Yeah, actually, no,
Was
I go back and forth. That's what.
Yeah, it's a
this,
good. If
this
you
is
can do
water.
that,
This
it's
is always
great
water.
buzz.
This giant thing. This is water, and yeah, I go back and forth
Yeah, it's
between.
not. That's good. That's
Oh,
a great
I'm
little
a professional.
buzz.
I've been doing this
Yeah,
for a
I know you
long
are.
time.
Okay,
now.
just note
told me
that we are
about,
56 minutes in. Dennis popped in 10 minutes in. That gives him 46 minutes where he was able to consume an entire bottle of wine. That's all I'm saying.
Wait a minute. Remember, this show is a reason I drink.
What does it say? The show is why I
That's why I
drink.
drink.
Okay, let's move on. Let me see if I can find this really quickly because so Howard was talking about a Blue Oyster Cult song
Yeah.
that he was on.
Yeah.
Blue Oyster
The
Cult.
war is coming home. I believe was the song.
Tamara
Okay, let me see if I can find it
I went
really
to a
quickly.
wine tasting. I'm surprised how many of us were at the wine tasting.
When the war
Jesus.
comes, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, when the war comes.
Okay, hold on. I'm going to stop the screen share so I can just hear it, and then I'll cue up the Howard portion of it, and then just give me 1 second. All right, here it is. It's a story.
Is that Ozzy?
Do we remember this story? Do we remember this happening?
Never heard this before.
No.
No, but it's obviously true because I found it. And
Oh no, he said it this morning. It is true, but I really don't recall him talking much about this. Maybe he did, but he never. I mean, the last 10 years, he never talked about it.
okay, I know nothing about this
Yeah.
until he mentioned it today, which I'm going to play for you right now, and then I'll play you the little clip of it. Oh, John Hine comes in to talk about Blue Oyster Cult, and it just John Hine knows everything about everything now, so he's the guy.
Chunky Brickhouse.
Nice job.
I love that song.
Yeah, Godzilla. Oh, the weirdest thing was then all of a sudden out of the woodwork comes my cousin. This guy, Eric, he calls it, like, I don't know, I even remember how it happened, but he was like, hey, I'm your cousin through marriage. I go, really? Who you married to? I never even heard of my cousin. I never heard of the woman he was married to. But he claimed that he was my cousin. And
Yeah, you
Next
never
thing I
did
know-
any family tree.
yeah, I was like, oh, he's mishpucha. So, okay.
He's
Then he
mishpucha.
calls me up. You want to be on a Blue Oyster Cult album?
Now, how is his cousin related to the Blue Oyster Cult thing?
His cousin's in Blue Oyster Cult.
Oh.
He's the was he the drummer?
I don't know. Anybody out there? Where the fuck is
believe
Music Stream? Anybody out there know the story?
Because
between-
Now we got
remember-
hired in Washington, Monique. That was that
he
nepotism.
used to talk, but he used to talk about this cousin like in the 80s and 90s that he was in Blue Oyster Cult. I mean, this was a long conversation.
Was it
We've
also
all
Howard's
known it.
cousin who was the illustrator on Superman, or was it his uncle?
Yes. Yeah, that was also
Okay,
his
yeah,
cousin.
yeah. I can't remember his last name.
Blue
Jack,
Oyster Cult was the soundtrack for gay
Jack
sex in the 80s.
Adler. Jack Adler.
Jack Adler, yep.
Yeah.
David, do not watch You People. It was horrible. Okay, let me continue this clip and then we'll go to the song.
Yeah, sure. Fuck yeah.
Cowbell
Why
player.
not? That's cool. Of course, I was on the one nobody bought. But I did. They had me come in and do a reading, like, you know how Vincent Price showed up
Yes.
on Thriller for Michael Jackson. I did the reading. Blue Oyster Cult, When the War Comes was the name of the song, and I did spoken word intro. I thought I'd win a Grammy for that, but I didn't.
Yeah, I'm sure you did.
all
All right,
about
let's
you.
play a little bit of it. It's really quick. So here we go.
Okay, here comes the copyright strike. Copyright strike. Copyright strike.
There you go.
Wow.
Wow, that's worth $2 that we're gonna make. tonight
Ozzy
getting
Osbourne's
pulled
No
by
More
YouTube.
Tears. It's the same arrangement and opening. The lead in. Yeah, Benjamin goes, Don Buchwald's a silent partner of Blue Oyster Cult.
Yeah.
Jeremy Harrelson, I agree. How the hell is he not bringing this up all the time or more?
One would
Well,
think
how
I have
is-
never
yes.
heard this story, so I looked up the song, and sure enough, there he is. And you know, most of the comments down below it are like, "I'm here for Howard," from years ago. So
I hate
it
that.
must have been something he mentioned that we all didn't care about, and we just passed
Nobody
it by.
cares. After
Nobody
Christopher
cares.
Walken's, there's no need to do Blue Oyster Cult.
Yeah, this is true. This is true.
funnies.
Yeah.
No need.
Now, I don't know where to go with the Pink conversation. So he went to commercials, which were an inordinately long time. And
During those commercials, there were
Huh?
three promos during those commercials that Pink was coming on. 3.
yeah,
During one break.
Way too excited about Pink.
I'm like,
way
really?
too
On this
excited. And
Pink, really?
I don't even know that she has any new music out. I really wasn't paying attention. I got to be honest with you. So he's very into talking about Chris Stapleton, who had done the Star Spangled Banner during the Super Bowl. And I remember now him mentioning how fantastic he was. And I realize now that it's because Pink was coming in and apparently she does a duet on her new album with Chris Stapleton.
So the funny thing about Chris Stapleton is...
Is there something funny about Chris Stapleton?
Well, no,
Like
the
Dave
funny thing about Chris
Stapleton
Stapleton is, I do old cars, and he looks like every parts vendor I go into and talk to. I mean, literally, it's like, I thought I
funny.
bought a hood from you, dude.
Let me see what Chris Stapleton
Dennis, you missed our
looks
catalytic converter conversation before we went on
You
today.
did. It was
I wish you
quite
were there.
amazing.
It's the
like.
new
We missed out on
steel.
some scintillating conversation. Right. Here's Chris Stapleton. Okay, looks like
look at him, I
every
mean-
yes.
Oh, he's
looks-
insurrectionist guy. Yeah, right. He's at January 6th.
He
That's
looks, he looks literally like...
I'm in Nancy's office. What are these notes?
I'm gonna shit on her desk.
AOC, you piece of shit.
I mean, he looks like every scary guy at a Mopar show. I mean, that's literally...
Oh, and you know he has like 2 or 3 guns in the back of his truck too. I mean,
Good.
yeah.
Hillbilly
I got
Jim.
a gun rack in my Chevy.
Hillbilly Jim,
When
Steve,
the
the old
surf and the flak
wrestler.
gets
That's great.
heavy.
Okay, so Stapleton's in the clan. Yeah, I don't know from that music. I got to be honest with you.
I don't. I hear it. And I
Matt
run.
Hine used to try and send me like different country music, and I was like, yeah, no.
If I walk into a bar and I hear that, I literally walk out backwards. 'Cause I'm
Right, you
scared
just-
they're gonna hang me.
Just slowly tippy toe out.
Just go back. Actually
forgot
went
my
into when I was
phone.
younger. When I was younger, I actually went into a place and the music stopped when I walked in. I backed out very, very
Where you
slowly.
going, boy? Where you
Exactly.
going?
Oh,
And then he like snorkels like, and then like spits out like some tobacco out of his fucking black tar mouth. Ew. Okay, so Chris Stapleton's actually a really nice guy. Let's hear about
I
that.
love that you collaborated with Chris Stapleton. This guy is some fucking musician. I mean, did you see him sing the at the Super Bowl? He sang the Star Spangled Banner. I've never heard. Even
I was
Whitney
offended.
Houston. You were offended?
By the way, as somebody pointed out on the listening thread today, her crew is just as bad as like Robin with Howard. They laughed
Yeah.
at everything she said. You know, they thought she was so funny, so witty, so amusing.
What do you mean by that?
I
What do
wanted
you mean
to
you were
reach through the TV and smack him.
right?
He's just so. He's so good. It's unbelievable.
Good.
Some people
Good.
are just tapped in. They're like conduits from heaven. And he's also the most humble guy in the
Oh,
room.
pretentious bullshit.
They're good. They're
Jesus
good.
Christ.
They're good. They're good. They're good. They're
He
good.
shit it gold
Exactly.
and gave it to
Chris
the poor.
Stapleton shit on my mom, and my dog licked it up, and he's lived for 1,000 years since. What the fuck? Okay. So
talking
then
about?
Pink apparently starts talking about how she was up for a role in a Janis Joplin biopic.
Yeah. Okay.
And
She
then
looks just like her.
Howard comes out with this. So let's see if we can name them. Here we go.
That's like the magic number in rock and roll. So many people
27.
died.
27.
Hendrix 27, this, that, and the other thing.
Kurt Cobain.
But you wanted that.
Lane
You
Staley.
wanted that role of Janis Joplin. And I personally, I'm not Mr. Hollywood, but I certainly know of 3 women that I know personally who were supposed to play Janis Joplin.
Who do you know? What 3 women do you personally know?
Beth is one.
Yeah.
No, Miss Nipples.
Who?
I'll give
Mary
him one. I'll
McCormick,
give him one. I got one
Beth,
for you.
and
Gina Gershon.
Jennifer
Gina
Aniston.
Gershon.
Yeah.
Gina Gershon.
If that exists. You remember
I
Gina
don't-
Gershon played a rock and roller in I think it was a Janis Joplin
What about Schmoopy?
knockoff thing. Who? Oh, Schmoopy, yeah. Melissa. In Living
listen.
Color. Allie
Hold on.
Wentworth, right, Steve?
Oh, Allie
Lord,
definitely was
Schmoopy.
up.
And you're right. It just never, and it would have been, I'm sure, a remarkable movie.
Yeah, sure.
All right, Janis Joplin. Show of hands. Who really knows any of Janis Joplin's work? I mean,
Me.
I know
died
the
when I was
basics.
born.
It's really before. Yeah, before music was
50
something
years
I
ago,
knew.
she's dead.
A Mercedes Benz.
I didn't
Yeah.
know her.
David was saying this. She's one of they die too young and they get lionized because of death, and you'd love to see how they would have gone
Absolutely.
on if
Right.
15 years later.
You know what? Guess what? Guess what? If she didn't die of a heroin overdose at 27, she would have died of a heroin overdose at 30. Let's be
Yes.
honest. You know,
Easily.
that's what these people are. Yeah, David, that's an excellent idea. What about Mayor Whittingham playing her? That's all I can think of.
Does he know who Matt Whittingham is?
Oh my God, I love him so much.
David was -3 when St. Elmo's Fire came out, by the way.
Pink? I don't even know what this clip is. I don't even care about it, so let's just play it.
Pink.
I got
Love
nothing.
you.
much
We
time.
love you so
Love
much.
you. Love
Love
you.
you. Love you.
so much.
Thank
for
you.
So Robin shoves her 2 cents in at the very end of a conversation nowadays. So
putting this all
This
together.
was so
and-
much less stressful than the first time when you pulled up vomit pictures from a taxi cab.
Did I do that? Why did I do that? I don't
'Cause
even
you're
remember
hilarious.
that. Because I'm nuts. Vomit pictures.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
who would do that? Wait till you see the cum hat, Pink. This
Oh,
is
I
just
know.
Yeah. Oh, well, I still talk about when you were with Billy Joel and we did that show
Yeah, I was
together
gonna bring
too.
that up.
And
Yeah,
Pink
so
is
weird.
also on a summer tour with Brandy Carlisle.
Ooh, your favorite.
Pat
So
Benatar.
wonderful.
Yeah.
Benatar.
Yeah. That's
And
got to
her
be a great
voice
tour.
at 70 is as strong, if not stronger, than it was when she put those songs out.
I
She
would
is-
see Pat Benatar. I love Pat Benatar.
Oh, Pat,
She's
I
from,
actually, I have seen her. I have seen her live.
Oh, really?
Yes,
Does
I
she still have it?
Oh,
Was that
absolutely.
working at Walmart?
She no, I saw her at the place that used to have the Southern Bells in Florida, and I can't think of it all of a sudden. Cypress Gardens.
Oh,
I
okay.
actually saw her at Cypress Gardens. I was 3 rows from the stage, and she still can. This was like 10 years ago. Even then she could still sing.
Dennis,
Yeah,
do
I'm
you
sure.
find-
She
do
has a
you find
high,
that
beautiful,
love-
high octave soprano
She is,
one
yeah.
voice. I mean, it's just gorgeous. Right, David? Right, David?
Yeah.
Well,
What's
she's
her
from
voice?
Lindenhurst, Long Island.
She actually works at singing. I mean, it really is something that she trains to do, and you can tell. I mean, because her voice really hasn't shifted as much.
Yes.
Not like
Oh my
Debbie
God, I
Harry, who-
totally had a
yeah.
crush on Pat Benatar. She had those
So did I.
gigantic saucer eyes. You know, she always had like a cool haircut. She was like
A
the
cup, the
cool
perky
girl.
A cups.
Perky
she's perky.
A-cups.
She's
Let's see.
perky.
Let's
still
go look
perky.
at a picture
You always
of
had the
Pat.
pokies going.
So, Jeremy Harrelson, I hate to break it to you, but Cypress Gardens is now gone. It is now Legoland.
Oh.
Yeah.
That's
Dennis,
a
have
shame.
you braved the same battlefields of love that Pat Benatar has? That's-
Look, she was so cute.
Yeah, she was.
This I always remember, obviously.
That's
This
like
was
when people were still talking about her at Fast Times at Ridgemont High.
Yeah.
Christ, she looks like Christy Dombrowski.
She
over
really,
there,
and she
huh?
aged very nice, actually. She actually aged well.
From Lindenhurst, Long Island, but guys, same town as Bobo.
And she stayed married to that one guy.
Yeah,
She
well,
stayed
he's
married.
a guitarist.
The guitarist.
Yeah.
Look how
I
cute
have
she
his
is.
rye.
Apparently, she used to perform at the stand-up clubs, and she was the only musician they let sing while everybody else was doing stand-up. The old
I can
improv
see
and
that.
comic strip and Catch a Rising
She looks
Star.
great, by the way, you guys.
She does. I mean, no, I honestly, I won't say anything bad about her.
I don't color my
She
hair.
aged nice. I mean, you know, she still can
She's
sing.
still running
Look,
with
and
the
her
shadows of the
husband's
night.
all handsome
I
with
like
that
that
nice
song,
full head of hair.
Yeah, he makes whiskey now. Good stuff.
Good on her. Oh, that's a great fucking song. You know,
Sing it, Whiskers. Very nice.
Wow.
okay,
job,
so
Whiskers.
we are going to wrap this up by giving you the end of the show. Here we go.
Pink's new album, Trustfall, available wherever music is sold. Pink's Trustfall tour tickets go on sale Friday at livenation.com. And that is Pink. And that was a lot of fun. Good way to end the show today.
Yeah.
We'll,
That was
see
wonderful.
you later.
Okay, why? Who's asking for that? Show of hands.
Bizarre. That's bizarre.
No,
So now I have to get the clip of Sal harassing, who was it then? Paul Stanley?
Paul Stanley.
What was
Yes,
he doing?
we
He's
definitely
bothering
need that
him.
for
in the-
next
yeah, I
week.
got to get
So,
that. Hope there's a video.
you know, the thing is, I'm trying to figure out what the wig pro quo is for Kiss coming in.
Their own
because-
channel.
Has to
Yeah,
be.
it has to be a channel.
Guaranteed.
Because they're big enough that. Plus,
Doesn't-
Gene is like the ultimate business guy. I mean, seriously, he is.
Yep.
Well, actually,
He's the ultimate salesman.
actually, funny story. My mom actually went to college with Gene Simmons.
No.
Swear
Really?
to God. Swear to
There was
God.
this
No,
guy.
really.
Have you
And she
checked
always
your DNA?
remembers, you know,
Just out of
he was just that big gangly Brooklyn Jew that, you know, was loud and always, you know, in everybody's face. He was
Not
just
too
that guy.
dissimilar to that. Yeah, well, right, because
Exactly,
he's
yeah.
always been a salesman.
He's always that
guy.
salesman. He's always that guy. You know,
Yep.
he's just that guy. And they went to school in New York, and yeah. So I'm
What's
like,
the college then?
It was
Hard Knocks.
Christ.
You don't know your own mom's college?
She went to a Cooney school, one of the city New York schools.
George
in,
Cooney?
Manhattan. What?
Oh, I
George
thought you were
Clooney?
making a racial slur.
Cooney.
Oh, whoa.
Oh, no, yes, that's what
one in
Grillo went to.
Manhattan,
That's
the
what
one in
Grillo
Manhattan
went
she
to.
went to.
What did Grillo go to, Monique, on the Upper East Side? The Manhattan school. What Grillo went to? 60th Street and like fucking Madison.
Hunter?
Yes. Is
You
that
went
it
to
then?
Hunter?
I'm
No,
saying
Hunter's
Hunter.
not-
I'm going with Hunter.
No, Hunter's not a Cooney school.
No, it was
it's
in
not?
Manhattan. It was in the city.
Yeah, Hunter's in Manhattan. Hunter's in like the 60s.
I don't know if I
Oh
forgot-
no, that's what
I don't remember what school my mom went to. I'm sorry.
All right,
That's great.
you're allowed. You're allowed. You're allowed. All right.
LIU.
Did the pipes ever break in her apartment, Dennis?
Cleaning out the computer.
So Johnny sent a couple of clips for tonight. I have some video portion. I have some hypogeric, but I cannot stand hypogeric, so I'm not
Well, this
sure.
is a different high pitch, Eric. This is a bomb threat that he got arrested for to Opie and Anthony, and this is from the early 2000s. He actually got arrested. He was trying to get on their show when Howard wouldn't have him on, and so they blew him off, and he called them and issued a bomb threat to them and got arrested for it.
I'm not sure I want to start with that. I think I want to start with Pink a little bit.
Okay,
maybe.
this is her
Just
first
because
appearance.
Yeah.
She had not been on for, and Howard's in that fucking dad mode where he's watching MTV all
dear
the time.
Christ.
Yeah, this is 2001.
All right, so it's a 1 minute 30. I'm going to skip around it. Okay, here we go.
Howard brought me. I heard he's been talking smack about me.
What have you heard?
I heard he talked about my dog Fucker, and that I must be a good fucker. This is the way I move, which I guess is a compliment in a sick sort of way. So hey, it's all good.
What do you expect?
Private parts last night, and it's hilarious because the theme of it is how he feels misunderstood, and that's the name of my album. So.
Yeah, I'm anxious to meet her. Let me fix my hair up.
Follow me, please.
I find her attractive, although she still has her curly hair. She can't get rid of that.
Oh, you don't like
The only people you have to worry
Oh,
about.
no, not at all.
Exactly, and I can't smoke in there.
She's a cute girl. Cute.
Oh,
I can't tell what she looks like. She always has the black eye
It's like
makeup.
Tori
She's
Spelling,
cute.
right, guys?
You're cute.
Yeah.
How much
She's-
she look like Tori
she's
Spelling?
she's more natural than Tori Spelling. Tori
Yeah,
Spelling
yeah,
is
yeah,
like
yeah.
full of filler.
It's not the tight curl. Dig that. And I didn't like that. I was
Was
bummed.
that a wig?
Yeah, a lot of people didn't like it.
No, that was not a wig.
That was her hair?
Yeah.
Hi.
How are you doing?
I'm okay.
Good.
What'd you do?
okay.
So how do you get your hair like this? It looks good now.
All right,
Good
let's move on.
Robin.
Let's move on.
So this
All right.
was for the intro, and now they just goof on her for being a wigger a bunch of times. And
Really?
then, like I said, they think she's gay, and so I want Gat Girl to But was I right? Gat Girl loves Pink. They grew up in the same suburb outside of Philadelphia. It's crazy that
Cat
coincidence.
Girl loves Pink.
What's up, baby?
Did you grow up at
Pink?
Whatever.
Yo, whatever. Yeah. Newports in the house.
Got my Newports.
Anyway.
You smoke menthol, huh?
Yeah.
That's like a black person. You do a lot of black stuff. I've seen you on TV.
When did you grow up to get so black?
Oh,
Greenwich, Connecticut.
crayon boxes.
Yo, she
So
from
really,
the hood.
no, I grew up in the blackest neighborhood on the planet. In fact, Gary came in and said to me, he goes, you know what? I grew up in Uniondale.
These were horrible hair days for Howard, by the
You
way.
know, she looks like
Yeah.
Doris
Roosevelt was
Spelling.
the worst.
That wig does not fit.
I go, it really was.
Uniondale looked down on Roosevelt.
Yeah, and I used to talk, black. I used to be like, yo, come on, man.
I don't talk
No, you
any
didn't.
color.
Oh,
She really
Scary to
doesn't.
me.
Yo, I hear that.
all right.
She did
Yeah.
have like a
Yeah.
wigger
Box,
binge
yo.
to her when she came.
You
No,
heard it,
yo is a black thing. Where did you grow up?
You hit that, yo.
Bucks County in Philadelphia.
Yo,
Oh, a
black.
very rich
Puerto Rican.
suburb of
Philly, I was all over Philly, but
Bucks County.
Yeah, that's
kidding?
That's very
That's the Rockville
affluent.
center of Pennsylvania.
Very
Bucks
affluent.
County is actually mostly Caucasian.
Yeah, and she grew up during the time when all the white kids started acting black.
Oh, shut up, Robin.
Oh
All right, let's
Jesus!
move on.
And then how about you, the black that's acting white?
So Artie brings it
Uncle
back.
Tom.
Of course, Artie brings it back.
I still like my song.
Yeah, I think it's a
Even
real good
without the
song.
belly
That's
shirt.
Yo,
good.
your song
Thanks.
is the whack.
Thank you. Hey, look at Artie speaking black.
Your song is the whack,
What is
man.
the
Look at
whack?
Artie.
What is
That
that?
means it's the whack, man.
What is that?
He's just being him.
What color is that?
That's good. That means it's the good. It's the good whack.
Oh, okay.
It's on. You hear me? It's on. It's on.
I watch a lot of MTV. I do. No, I watched The Diary of Pink.
Yeah.
And you had a messed up childhood, honey.
No, I didn't.
Oh,
Wait a minute, he told me
please.
you got thrown out of the house at like what?
Thank you, Josh Foster. My dad went to the same high school as Lee Mazzilli and would remind me whenever he was up. And my dad went there like 10 years earlier. So how is that? It's not
fuck
even,
you,
it's like a weird dad flex. And it's not even good.
Yeah, I mean, my mom actually was in class with Gene Simmons. Like they were in the same class.
Like if she saw him 5 years after getting out of college and she said, Gene, oh my God, how are you? He'd know who she was.
He didn't know anybody. He literally, it was all about Gene. Seriously,
Really?
it was. Even then, it was all about Gene.
I
My
see that
dad
making
my
sense.
dad went to CPR class with
all
Bill
about Gene.
Youngblood.
All right. So is Pink gay? Let's ask her this question.
Gary thinks you're gay. And I don't know why he's getting this vibe. He goes, Pink's gay. I go,
Probably the spin the bottle rumors.
what was that?
I had a birthday party
Yeah.
and I wanted to play old school games because no one does that.
Yeah.
So we played spin the bottle and it landed on Christina Aguilera and I had to kiss her. So I play by the rules. I play the games.
That's what I'd heard. You kiss Christina.
And then after that, we were
Oh, you heard that. Sure you did,
Guys?
Robin.
I do. I like boys a lot.
You do black guys or white guys?
I don't have a preference.
But you've done black guys.
I've dated, yes.
Yeah.
Why are they pushing the black thing on her? I'm
Because
curious
she
about this.
came off. Do you guys remember Pink's origins? She kind of came off a little wiggerish in the beginning when she popped out, and they're playing it when she was on MTV with a lot of hip hop clothes, and there was a black tinge to her voice. She was trying to do the wigger thing.
Just a little bit, but I
It's
saw
not
her in
that
concert.
blatant.
I loved her. I thought she
Yep.
had a most amazing voice.
To Puerto Rican to Caucasian to.
I heard those. Who's that, Lay Duck Dong?
Oh man.
Do me a favor and play Spin the Bottle Now with Robin. Gary goes, I think she's gay. I go, why do you say
Because I'm
that?
tough.
I don't think you're so
'Cause I'm
tough.
Yeah,
That
you're not
tough,
tough.
believe me. You get awfully sweet with me, baby.
I am sweet,
Yeah.
but I can be tough.
Listen, keep it.
You're a little old for me. You're 22, right?
Yeah.
I don't date him that old.
Newports.
He ain't
So how
kidding.
did she get into the music biz?
Ever tried to tell the chicks?
Oh, then Robin had. So how'd she get into the music biz?
I think women are the most beautiful
The
creatures
next
on
one's her
earth.
boyfriend.
We never do it. Like, let's say your boyfriend said, "Hey, come on, be with another girl."
You can go to the
But
next
I'd say, well,
What, babe?
You can go to the next one.
Okay, so I have Pink's
They
first
out her
appearance.
boyfriend as a BMX guy.
The funniest thing though is everybody ignored what Robin said.
Of course.
I know. They always do.
Carrie is the guy she wound up marrying, right?
Yeah, I think so, yeah.
The BMX dude. Yeah, she's been
Yeah,
with him for
Robin.
forever.
It's David.
You got a boyfriend?
Damn.
Yo, 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 what's up?
Is his first name? Is his first name?
Come on, get jiggy with it.
Is his first name MC?
Or Snoop?
no, his first name isn't MC.
Is it Snoop?
No, it's not
Is
Snoop.
his first name Snoop?
Snoop's a cool
How weird it is
dude.
for me to be watching MTV. I'm watching this thing, and shit's good
I
style.
get into trouble, man.
Yeah.
What kind of trouble do you?
And they're taking guesses. I mean, come on.
What do you mean? He's not a famous dude, is he?
I think he is.
Oh, he
Oh,
is.
you got a famous boyfriend.
Come on, Pink. Just
No, his name's Carrie.
Oh, Jim Carrey?
Drew Carey?
Drew Carey. You lucky.
I'm gonna know him.
oh,
No.
oh, he's not famous.
Carey what? Carey Otis? Carey.
Yeah, Mariah Carey. I'm dating Mariah Carey.
Hey, Pink, how's it going? Well, she's here with a group of...
Is he in a sitcom?
What's Carey do?
He does freestyle motocross.
Obviously, Pink is carrying the financial burden of that family.
Well, no, actually,
think?
a lot of those BMX guys actually made some real.
It got
cash.
pretty big
Not
at
that
that
guy.
time.
Yeah, they made some real cash.
Not
Like,
that
well,
much.
Because he started dating
Not,
Pink.
not her cash,
Well,
but they
it's
were
like
Not
when,
Pink
uh,
cash.
themselves.
You remember when Tony Hawk became big? So they started to go, okay, well, now I could do surfing, and BMX is going to be big too, just like that. And everybody thought they were going to be the next Tony
Yeah.
Hawk of whether
Didn't happen.
alternative sport was.
No,
Is he a big deal? What's his name?
I think he probably.
Who
Anybody
he
follow
was
BM?
way back when?
What's his last name? Carrie. Oh, I forgot.
Okay, I just
Carrie
have to write
Atun.
Carrie Pink husband. Carrie
Atun.
Hart. They met in 2001 at the Summer X Games.
Where
Hart was
my-
riding in a motocross competition.
So
Now, let me give you a
what
picture of
is
him
so
so you can see what he looks like.
Corey Haim.
Here's the happy couple. Hold on, let me present this to you. Please bear with me, my darling friends.
I'm holding.
Here we go.
I like the neck tattoo.
Oh, so it's motocross.
Oh, he did. He does
Is it
motocross.
motorcycle racing or is it dirt bikes?
He's a good-looking boy.
Yeah. I hate men.
Motorcycles.
I
So
hate
he
men.
makes motorcycles, so he makes money.
He's in good shape. Yeah, it's
Exact same
okay.
age. Nothing wrong with that.
The
Okay.
neck tattoo is a little off, though.
A little neck tattoo action.
Yeah, it's a little.
Does
All right.
this motorcycle make me look fat, Robin?
If I had to guess what a Carrie Hart looks like, that's pretty accurate as to
Yeah.
what I would think he would look like.
Yes.
Right?
Carry my bag, says Brian Boss.
Carrie. Okay, so let's move on to some other clips here. Howard discovers Pink creepy. Howard embarrassed.
It's kind of like that happened before the video you played. He calls her a pig face in one of them before she comes in.
Holy
And
shit.
it's him discovering. We talked about MTV, and Howard would. Remember when he was obsessed with that song? I'm coming out, so you better
Yeah.
get this
Well,
party
that's
started
his
every
theme.
day. That was his theme, right?
That's the
And
theme.
Artie's like, "What am I doing on this show?" Is it? You don't have to play it. That's kind of.
What
it's
is
a
this
little
Monique
backtrack.
calling in sick?
Oh, that's you.
That was yesterday.
It's
Gary,
yesterday.
what is this, your answering machine? Yeah. All right, this is Robin calling in sick.
Hi, Gary. This is Robin. Hope you can hear this. Obviously, I am under the weather, and don't think I should be at work.
Boy, Double A messed her up. Man.
So here's your heads up. Hopefully you get this in a timely fashion. I'm going to try to...
She really sounds like an aged old lady. Jesus
Yeah.
Christ. Ugh. All right, let's go to high pitch Eric bomb threat. I don't really care about Pink anymore.
Okay.
I'm gonna move that
So,
out.
Jeremy Harrelson, I think, thinks that this is the. You guys remember when High Pitch Eric had to be spanked, and they
With
they
the
wouldn't
fish?
say what it was for. I guess this is it for going on their show or trying to. So
Oh.
Opie and Anthony have him arrested for a bomb threat.
Okay. High pitch Eric bomb threat. 01.
What's going on?
Raise
Hey,
it,
what's
Malik.
going on, Ope?
How are you?
Not bad. Hey, listen. First off, you guys did absolutely the right thing, locking that imbecile up or having him locked up, doing the bomb threat.
You're a cop, by the way.
Yeah, I am. Secondly, you could take this a lot further if you want. You mentioned that this moron made a lot of calls to you in the past.
I got a few more.
I'm amazed High Pitch Eric hasn't been arrested by now. Seriously.
It's crazy. Apparently, he
like
was
for a felony,
detained.
like real crime. Yeah.
This is though.
This is a bomb threat is really bad.
Yeah, they
Is
go
it a
into
felony?
it. Totally.
I have 2 sick days left. Ah, shit! You're gonna be angry at me when I start traveling this summer. All right, hang on.
Of his calls too, by the way.
If you wanted to, you could have him locked up for like aggravated harassment. He's calling you over the phone and giving you business all the time, messages like that. I mean, this guy's an EDP, and anyone says that you didn't do the right thing, who knows? He's look at him. He's a mess. He loiters around. He hangs around the radio stations. He got no.
Oh my God, you are so right. I'm so glad you know what Gomer is. That's get out of my emergency room.
Oh, I don't know
the
that.
people that just never fucking die.
Yeah.
Doctors call them Gomers. You know the way you see like a homeless person. We used to have a homeless person on like 52nd Street who was just like this old lady. She was old and a drunkard. I mean, would just fall down in the street, crack her head open, and there she'd be. You know, the ambulance would come, they'd pack her up, and there she'd be out on the street again. You know, the next week.
Pickled.
And yeah, they're pickled. They are pickled,
It can't
and
die.
they are Gomers. They are Gomers. All right, here we go.
What's going on?
On a long shot, what would Radio Edit be screaming? He'd be calling him all types of things. They have Psycho Mark sprung up worse than he already is.
Right.
Put up on them. There is one guy on this earth, dumber than Spaz, and it's that Eric idiot.
All right, cool.
All right, I don't know where we're going with this
Yeah,
because
'cause
I don't
right.
know.
So the bomb threat, it leads into them telling you exactly what happens with the bomb threat. That's a cop saying that they should prosecute, and they have on, and Eric is on. They play his voicemail. So back then, Howard had Opie and Anthony. CBS made them not able to mention his name. So they would say radio edit over and over again. And in this, when Eric brings up Howard's name, they keep putting radio edit. So they play Eric on their answer machine, keep doing the bomb threat.
All right, here we go.
Yeah, but you guys aren't getting the full story from message boards, other radio shows, the Post. No, it was people know him as High Pitch Eric. Called this show in the past. I only wish to God we had saved the messages from him trying to get on this show as a guest. Not even a guest. He wanted to work on this show. Yeah. He says he can help us. He can help us beat you know who. Right. And that is the God's honest. And we're not even in the same time, so that's ridiculous. I am going to start saving every single message. So we blew him because he's a waste threat. And it was a threat against a radio station in this company that we all work for, Anthony. Let me speculate. Put all the
You know what? He should be in jail. You know,
He should be.
one can only pray that he, gets into. I don't want to wish any ill on anybody.
You
even
know,
though
the
I
thing
can't
is, he's
stand
one
him.
of these people that no matter what horrible thing he does, how horribly he takes care of his body, he's just going to be there.
Yeah.
He's gonna
I know.
outlive us
The-
all.
The cockroaches.
Yeah, I know.
The cockroach theory.
He
He
will
literally is a
outlive us
cockroach.
all.
Yep.
Okay, check us out. It's 10:32. I'm going to do one last thing before we go so that we can just talk about it really quickly.
Oh,
and
keep
then we-
playing.
Go to the calendar. February.
You're the one that did that to your tits.
I love that.
They
I just-
play him issuing the bomb threat right after you stopped it.
Oh, really?
Yeah. On the answer
Okay.
machine.
I hate him. You
It's
know,
all
You gotta
good.
hear
It's
this.
all good.
we have a hard and fast rule about how much we hate him. You know that.
Yeah,
I know.
I mean, that was always too much
That,
about
that,
him.
that was right, even without hearing his voice. Let's look at the calendar of useless time off. So here we are on February 22nd, which is right here. So these are worked weeks, including President's Day, I might
which
add.
was really fucked up.
Thank you so much, Ida. Thank you. Thank
Ida.
you. You're the bestest. And then next week is the 27th, 28th, and 1st, which is where he'll have Kiss. And then if memory serves correctly, he is
Bye-bye.
going to then be off to the week of the 6th and the week of the 13th.
Yes.
So we're going to have a 2-week break. Maybe we'll do a show
thank
somewhere
the
in
Lord.
between.
Oh, thank the Lord.
I think that's going to be the week maybe where Johnny, if we want to do a Pelican Brief
Jason and Will's
redo.
show.
KKC, Casey, are you still here? If you are, do you want to review the Pelican Brief with me,
good
John,
idea.
and Carl from Who Are These Podcasters? If you do, let me know. And yes, I'm doing a Reddit show. I have it all queued up. I'm going to do it on how Alec was able to skate getting indicted for the shooting. And we're going to also talk about Bellygate. So that's kind of on the queue for the holiday week. So that's what we're going to do. All right, so your girl's going to go to sleepy time, and KC, thank you. So yeah, sure, great. We will do that. What else? Anybody else have anything to report?
I would
Johnny?
we'll play the high pitch on the Deppening. We'll play it Friday. We'll play high pitch Eric's bomb threat. Let's get nothing to do. We'll claim it's for Depp instead
I
of
hate
Howard.
him so much. It's like I don't.
It's only like 20 seconds. It's just it's so creepy. He's on their answer machine. They bleed. It's so creepy.
He's a creep. We hate him, and yeah. All right, so we'll look forward. Today is our Friday, so we will look forward to another grouping of scintillate. Do you need to hear the fucking end of the? I know you need to hear it. I know you're never gonna let me rest.
Who, me?
Unless I play you the bomb threat message.
Play it.
Yeah, I'm gonna play it.
They're all going crazy.
Do it. Do it fucking live.
Do it live. We'll do it. All right, hold on.
And raise the volume. Raise it.
Live.
Can you hear that?
No.
What?
Oh, okay. I didn't think.
Just
you could.
really crank the volume if you can.
Yes. But I'm
Please.
just gonna scroll to that part. Okay.
You know, times change.
But you guys
One word of advice.
knew all the facts. Get them rolling.
Skipped message.
Here it is.
Hey, Opie, what's up? One word of advice, you motherfucker. You suck. I hope you die. I'll put a bomb in your radio station, you motherfucker. You fucking punk-ass motherfucker. Pussy. Radio edit. Better than you, motherfucker. Let me tell you something. If you move to Moinu, you will lose in the radio. I swear to God, because of me and radio edit. You fucking suck. You sucking bitch, pussy-ass motherfucker. Have a nice day, you fucking punk.
Nice high-pitched voice there, huh?
Wow.
Yeah.
If you're a boy, do not despair.
That's a serious crime. I know. How
Be
is he?
true to your feelings. Times will change,
So far they haven't.
and your oppression will end. But if you're a man, be safe, be brave, and above all, be proud to be a
Hey guys, thanks for hanging with us tonight. Please join us for any further discussion at RadioGunk.com in the forum section. Follow us on Instagram and Twitter at RadioGunk. And don't forget to like this and subscribe to us and hit that little bell so you know when we're doing a new show. Thanks.